One of the challenges that see is that people that are looking for visas don't necessarily care what they do to get them. So they'll buy some business that they don't want to do or buy, and they'll invest in something they don't want to invest in just so they can get a visa. And I felt that there was something more. And actually, I'm all about kind more than a visa. So I created a path to access visas through real estate investing because I felt that there was a synergy, which most will tell you is not possible. And I said, it's got to be possible. It's got to be possible. Got to make this work. So I created this streamlined path. And it also helped people expand their global footprint, including the DR, for example, investing in 10 countries in addition to the US as part of their global footprint and diversification.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest is Lauren Cohen, international lawyer, realtor, cross-border expert who guides clients in investing, living, working, and immigrating across borders. She's also a best-selling author, keynote speaker, and founder of programs like How to Immigrate Through Real Estate and the 7-Figure Investor to Immigrate program. Please welcome Lauren Cohen. Lauren, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's great to have you on here, Lauren. I always like to start off at the top by asking folks how they got into real estate.
Well, my mom was in real estate in Toronto for about 30 years. And when I moved to Florida, I was determined to be able to eventually work with buyers, sellers, and investors. And initially it was challenging because when you have a visa, you can't get a real estate license. But literally, as soon as I got my green card, I decided to get my real estate license and start working with buyers, sellers, and investors from all over the world, helping them invest and access visas through real estate investing, which is my signature program. And I still work with the buyers, the sellers, and the investors, but mainly on a referral basis. I heard that you're with EXP, and I am the chair of international investments on the commercial side of EXP. So I'm very involved in international transactions, especially relating to real estate.
Big fan of international real estate for obvious reasons. I live abroad, but also I think whenever you're in any major metro, you get so much interest from international investors. I lived in Texas prior to where I'm at right now in the Dominican Republic. So of course you'll have lots of interest from investors in Mexico and elsewhere. I actually had a guest on the podcast here recently who I want to say is running for city council in South Padre Island, which is like a beach destination in Texas. And one of the really motivating factors for him was he works with a lot of Mexican investors who said, we would like to see this place be more of a hotbed for investing, but we feel like we're handicapped in some way. And so stories like that really are motivational to me, and one of the big reasons why I love living in the DR. But I want to pivot a bit here, Lauren, and ask you about what it's like in the Toronto real estate space. I'm very unfamiliar with Toronto. I've got a fair degree of ignorance. What's the Toronto real estate space
I'm
like?
not in Toronto. I'm from Toronto, but I'm not in Toronto. I'm in South Florida.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
The Toronto real estate market is hot and heavy, but it has hit some, I guess, pitfalls in the past little while. So I'm still very involved there, but I am not selling real estate, or I'm not a realtor there. I'm a realtor in Florida. So just to clarify, the market in Florida is interesting because there's a lot of demand right now because people are trying to get away from New York or away from Canada or other places. And, New York because of the mayoral situation. So we have a lot of demand, and thank God, I don't even want to put a jinx on this, but we've had a quiet hurricane season. So
Yeah.
that helps demand because it shows that there's some more stability. And but there's also it's definitely there's a lot of REOs coming up and a lot of challenges because people overpaid for properties, especially during COVID. And so that's been a big impact because we've had such an amazing influx of people from all over the US and other countries into Florida, South Florida, Orlando, Southwest Florida. So it's definitely impacted the market in many, many ways.
Which part of Florida are you in?
Boca Raton.
Boca. I'm a big fan of Miami, of Fort Lauderdale. I'm there probably 5 or 6 times a year. I've
Hmm.
said this to myself internally. I said this has got to be the nicest place downtown Fort Lauderdale by the beach. I was there in February of last year, and I remember I had just come back from a tornado in North Dallas that had wrecked my car, and there I was in downtown Fort Lauderdale, and it was beautiful. I think Florida, every major city in Florida, whether it's Tampa, whether it's Orlando, whether it's Jacksonville, whether it's Miami, and Fort Lauderdale, Boca area, they each have their own flavor, but so much interest from real estate entrepreneurs from all across the country.
Yeah. Well, look, Florida has its pluses and minuses. Insurance is expensive. There's no question because of the hurricanes, but you can't really get a better place to live. I'm 10 minutes from the beach. Um, it's beautiful. Every day it rains right now. My son plays baseball, so we have a lot of rainouts, but every day it's also sunny. So I was on a call yesterday, and somebody was in Orlando, and he said, well, usually we call it the Sunshine State, but right now we call it the Rain State. And it's true, but still every day there's sun. It's not like Vancouver or the UK where it's gray. This is not a gray place. It's only gray when it's going to rain, and then it's black. Well, the other day I was driving along the highway with my son, and literally there was like like a line right as we were entering the express lanes, and the line was no rain, torrential rain. Like you could actually see the line, and that's because we live in the tropics. Now, there's
Right.
not many places where you live in the tropics and yet you're still in the US. And that's what makes Florida so unique. It's a vacation place. It's a great place to live. It's a great place to raise a family. Used to be, old people. It's not. And there's a lot of activity. There's a lot of action, a lot of nightlife. And they were just talking. I was listening to the radio as I was driving my son to school this morning. They were talking about some grant that Miami is looking for to build out a section under the Metro Rail, which will then turn it into this mecca of culture and activity and all kinds of amazing opportunities and activities. So it's happening. It's a happening place, and people want to move here. It's not like
All
in
over
the
the
past
world.
when they would
Yeah.
run away. Now they're running 2. Maybe New Yorkers are running away because that's not a good situation up there, but, um
If you're looking for consistent, high quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Florida's a destination.
From all over the country. I've had,
Yeah,
so many guests on this show from places that I would never have thought who
yeah.
are hell-bent, on moving to Florida, and I think there's actually a lot of interest, and of course you would know about this very well, from all over the world. Miami in particular, South Florida is like one of the most elite cities, I would say, on earth right now. And having myself traveled quite a bit, it's interesting because it's sometimes you take it for granted. You think, well, how different could this be? But truly, the enthusiasm, entrepreneurial spirit, and the real estate energy that you have in South Florida is like no other.
It's true, and it's not just real estate, it's everything. It's really everything. I've been here for 25 years, and I'm from a big city. I'm from Toronto, and Toronto right now is not like this. It's not like the Toronto I grew up in. I just spent a month there in July, and there's a lot of things closed. There's a lot of economic negativity, economic fear. There's a lot of fear. In Florida, I mean, look, yesterday was a disaster. What happened? There's no question. And it's like, there's nothing you can say to excuse those things. But Florida is kind of like this bubble. And I'm hoping the bubble stays because I like the bubble, you know?
It's true. People, I don't
And
know if it's just the vacation vibe, but when you're down there, it feels like everyone is a little bit more relaxed. They're
except me,
actively
but that's
trying
another
to.
story.
We got to get. You've been maybe a little jaded because you've been there so long,
I've
right?
been here too long, but, and today is 9/11, of course, and so
Yeah,
that's a whole other thing, and I remember what I was doing on 9/11/01. I remember when I heard about I mean, all these things, but Florida, it's this little boot, right? On kind of off the side of the country, essentially, and, um, most of Florida is like that, all the way pretty much from Orlando south. And yet we have great schools and great culture. I mean, the people are like the getting into Florida schools is super, super hard. Even more so if you're a Florida resident because you have Florida prepaid and they want, it's about money. And so there's a lot of factors, but Florida is, I think it always will be a destination.
that's good to hear. Honestly, am a little bit unaware of the school front when you mentioned that. It's a good thing because one of the things that I tend to think about, specifically growing up in northern New Jersey, I grew up 28 miles from New York City, is that and then living in Massachusetts and living in Texas is there's such a big variance on what the standard is for school, and there's
Yeah.
real estate guy, there's a huge intersection between school and real estate. And I wish that as a nation, Americans could bring back more of a pride in education on a younger level. We have great higher education, but oftentimes, I can tell you my experience, it was not necessarily the best thing for you to do on a social level for you to strive to do well in school. It might have even been a safety hazard for you to do well
Right.
in school.
I have that problem with my son. I know. I know.
It's one of these things, and I think when just to use, my personal experience, when you look at distressed areas, and I worked in distressed real estate when I was in Texas,
Well,
one
there's
of
a
the
lot
things.
of distressed areas in Texas for sure.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that can really be a harbinger of change is if you have a, commercial mixed use development come in, but also when you have schools shutting down or when you have, a bad reputation, that can really be a driving factor for disrepair and for distress. And so these things are all related. I do want to pivot here, Lauren, and ask you about the international element of what you're doing and immigration, and I'm a testament to this in a way because I've really adopted digital nomad lifestyle.
Yeah.
What's
I'm
been
sorry, I didn't hear that
that
last thing. You're
that's
kinda
okay.
cutting in and out a little bit. Try again, Dylan?
What's been your experience working with international investors, and then also what's been your experience as an international attorney, right?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things to unpack there. So one of the challenges that see is that people that are looking for visas don't necessarily care what they do to get them. So they'll buy some business that they don't want to do or buy, and they'll invest in something they don't want to invest in just so they can get a visa. And I felt that there was something more. And actually, I'm all about kind more than a visa. So I created a path to access visas through real estate investing because I felt that there was a synergy, which most will tell you is not possible. And I said, it's got to be possible. It's got to be possible. Got to make this work. So I created this streamlined path. And it also helped people expand their global footprint, including the DR, for example, investing in 10 countries in addition to the US as part of their global footprint and diversification. So that's really important as an international lawyer, partners in, you know, almost every country in the world. I've done EB-5 for a very long time, which is the green card through investment. And my focus now is mainly on E2s, which is a non-immigrant visa based on treaty. So that the real estate element is super important because it's a legacy, it's an asset, it's you get residual income, you get recurring income. There's really no other asset that is always going to perform. It might go down a tiny bit, but it's always going to come back. It's not like the stock market where there's so much volatility. So that's one thing. The other thing is that for companies, I also have a fractional services business, which I don't think you know about, to help companies, especially in the real estate space, because real estate owners, real estate business owners, real estate investors, real estate developers are not necessarily business people. So they start running this business, accessing assets, building this portfolio with no structure and no basis and no infrastructure, no operational support, no legal support, no marketing support, none of the baseline that they need to be able to scale and grow their business and potentially even eventually exit. So we created this fractional services business to accomplish just that, because a lot of people, as you know, Dylan, you're young, and a lot of people think, oh, it's okay, I don't need the legal structure. I'll just set up a company and I don't need anything else. And that is
Yeah.
so not true, because if you don't put the legal structure in place, you just set up a company through some online portal and you don't have your legal structure in place, they can pierce the corporate veil and then they come after you and you're in big trouble. So there's so many elements that go into the proper structure, the proper infrastructure, the proper operational policies, the proper procedures, all that you need to be able to build a scalable business that you can access a legacy for your kids. So it's not just about the asset, it's about much more than that. And especially as you're going global, this becomes even more complicated. So pay attention to those things and reach out to me to help you to make sure that you don't have these issues as you are scaling and growing.
Speaking of scaling and growing, Lauren, we are coming up on time here. Where can folks go if they may be looking at forming their own business and would like to reach out to you or get some feedback?
Please call me. No, don't call me. Text me or email me. So everything we do is branded around investing cross borders. My new fractional service business is called Elevare Global, but you'll still find us through investing cross borders, no matter where you are or what you're doing. Our email is hello@investingacrossborders.net. Our website, investingacrossborders.net. So hello at investingacrossborders.net. We're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, we're on all the platforms, and we have a lot of resources out there. The most important thing you can do for yourself is don't try to do it yourself.
Yep.
Because if it's not me, use a professional. And listen, there's a lot of professionals out there, so-called professionals, that aren't so professional. And if you're doing stuff across borders, don't do it with somebody just in the home country or just in your home country or just in destination country, because you have to work with people that understand the international aspects or you're going to hit walls.
Lauren, thank you so much for coming on the show here today.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.